I'm truly excited to have you here today because by choosing to be here, you're not just learning English, you're investing in yourself. And that's powerful. As you listen, you're sharpening your listening skills. When you repeat, you're finding your voice. Every word, every sentence brings you one step closer to confidence and clarity. So today, this is more than just a podcast. It's your practice space. It's your speaking partner. It's a moment you've chosen to grow. Let me start with something very simple and very human. Have you ever promised yourself something and then you did not do it? Maybe you said, "Tomorrow I will wake up early." But when the alarm rang, you turned it off and slept again. Or maybe you told yourself, "I will study English today." But the day finished, and you were busy with your phone, social media, or just feeling tired. Maybe you said, "I will start eating healthy," or "I will start exercising," or "I will start working on my dream." But somehow, you did not start. And here is another question. Have you ever said, "Tomorrow I start for real"? But when tomorrow came, nothing changed. Then the next day, you said the same thing again. If this sounds like you, please know something important. You are not strange, and you are not alone. This happens to many people. It does not mean you are lazy. It does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. But something quiet happens inside us when this repeats many times. A small voice inside starts to say, "Maybe my words are not serious. Maybe I cannot trust myself." We may not say this out loud, but we feel it. We feel a little less confident. We feel a little disappointed in ourselves. This is not because we are bad people. It's because our actions and our words are not working together. So today, here on Code Your English, we will talk about something very important and very powerful: self-trust. Self-trust means trusting yourself like you trust a good friend. When a good friend says, "I will help you," you believe them. Today, we will learn how to become that kind of friend to ourselves. Someone whose words feel safe, real, and strong. What is self-trust? Simple explanation. Now, let us understand something very important in a simple way. What is self-trust? Self-trust means believing your own words. It means that when you say you will do something, you actually do it. It sounds very small, but it is very powerful. It is not about being perfect. It is about being honest with yourself through your actions. When your mouth says one thing and your body does the same thing, self-trust grows inside you. Think about this in a normal daily situation. Imagine you tell yourself, "I will study English for 10 minutes tonight." Later, when it is time, you sit down and study for those 10 minutes. That moment may look small, but something big happens inside you. Your brain learns, "My words are real. When I say something, it happens." That feeling is self-trust. It is a quiet confidence. You start to feel safe with yourself. Now, let us compare this with friendship, because it is easier to understand. Imagine you have a friend. One day your friend says, "I will help you tomorrow." But tomorrow comes, and they do not come. Again they say, "Next time, I promise." But next time, they cancel again. After some time, what happens? You stop believing their words. Even if they say, "Trust me," your heart does not fully believe them. Not because you hate them, but because their actions and words do not match. The same thing happens inside us. Inside you, there is a you who speaks and a you who acts. When the speaking you says, "I will do this," but the acting you does something different, trust inside you becomes weaker. You may still make plans. You may still have dreams. But a small part of you says, "Maybe we will not do it." This is not loud, but it changes how you feel about yourself. Self-trust grows in a very simple way. Here is the key sentence to remember. Self-trust grows when your actions match your words. The word "when" is important. It shows a condition. When this happens, that happens. When your actions follow your words, trust grows. When your actions do not follow your words, trust becomes smaller. It is like a system. It is not magic. It is a result of repeated behavior. Also, self-trust is not about big promises only. It is not only about life goals like changing your career or moving to another country. Self-trust lives in small daily moments. When you say, "I will go to bed earlier," and you do. When you say, "I will practice speaking today," and you do. These small actions send a strong message to your mind. You can believe me. Over time, this message becomes a belief, and that belief changes how you walk, how you speak, and how you live. So in simple words, self-trust means you feel that your own words have value. You feel that you are a person who keeps promises, not only to others, but also to yourself. And just like trust in friendship, it is built slowly, through many small, honest actions. The hidden problem. How we break trust with ourselves. Now let's look at a quiet problem that many people do not see clearly. This is the hidden problem. It is how we slowly break trust with ourselves in daily life, in very normal situations. These moments look small, but they happen again and again, and they teach our brain something important. Think about the morning. At night you say, "Tomorrow I will wake up early." You imagine a good morning. You imagine feeling productive and proud. But when the alarm rings, you feel sleepy. Your hand moves to the snooze button. 5 more minutes, you say. Then 5 minutes become 20. Finally, you wake up late. The day starts with a small disappointment. Nothing terrible happened, but something inside you feels a little weak. Or maybe you say, "Today I will study English." You really mean it. You want to improve. But later, you sit with your phone just for a minute. You start scrolling. One video becomes 5. 5 minutes become 1 hour. At night you remember your plan, but now you feel tired. You say, "It's okay, I will do it tomorrow." Again, the promise is not finished. Another example is about food. You tell yourself, "I will eat healthy this week." But during the day, you see snacks, fast food, or sweets. You feel stress or boredom, and you choose junk food. While eating, you may enjoy it, but later you think, "Why did I say something I didn't follow?" It is a small break between your words and your actions. And there is one more sentence many people say: "I will start tomorrow." Tomorrow becomes a magic day where everything will be perfect. But when tomorrow comes, it looks like today. You feel the same. You have the same problems. And again you say, "Maybe tomorrow." Days pass, but the start never happens. Dreams stay in the future, not in real life. Now, here is the important part. Each time this happens, your brain is learning. The brain is always learning from experience, not from intentions. When you say something but do something different, your brain does not focus on your good plan. It focuses on your action. It slowly learns a message. My words are not important. What I say is not serious. You may not think this sentence clearly, but your confidence becomes lower. You stop feeling strong about your own decisions, but please understand something very important. This is not because you are lazy. Many people think, "I am just a lazy person," but that is not the real reason. The real problem is a broken system. The system inside you connects promise to action to success. If promises are too big, too emotional, or not clear, the system does not work well. Then you fail, feel bad, and make another big promise. Again, you fail. This cycle repeats. So the problem is not your personality. It is the way you make promises and the way you try to follow them. When the system is not healthy, self-trust becomes weaker over time. But the good news is this: if a system can be broken, it can also be fixed. And the first step to fix it is awareness. Seeing clearly how these small daily moments are teaching your brain what to believe about you. Why self-trust is a skill, not personality. Now we come to a very hopeful and important idea. Many people believe something that sounds true, but it is not completely correct. They say, "I am not a disciplined person," or "I am just not the type who can stay consistent." They think this is their personality, something fixed, something they cannot change. Because of this belief, they stop trying in a healthy way. They think, "This is just how I am." But today, we look at this in a different way. Self-trust is not a personality. It is a skill. And this changes everything. Personality sounds permanent, like eye color. A skill is different. A skill can be learned, improved, and practiced. When you see self-trust as a skill, You move from I can't to I can learn. That small change in thinking opens the door to growth. Think about learning English. Maybe in the beginning, English felt difficult. You did not understand many words. Speaking felt scary. You made mistakes. If you believed, I am just bad at languages, you might have stopped. But if you believed, English is a skill, and skills grow with practice, you continued. Slowly, word by word, sentence by sentence, you improved. You can see that now because you are listening to this podcast in English. That is proof that skills can grow. Let's take another example. Cooking. The first time someone cooks, the food may not taste very good. Maybe it is too salty or too burned. But people do not say, I was born a bad cook, so I will never cook again. Instead, they try again. They learn recipes. They watch others. With practice, they become better. Cooking is not magic. It is a skill built step by step. Driving is the same. In the beginning, driving a car feels stressful. You must think about the steering wheel, the pedals, the mirrors, the road, and the signs. It feels like too much, but with time and repetition, the body and brain learn. After practice, driving feels more natural. What was once difficult becomes normal. This is how skills work. Self-trust works in the same way. It grows through repeated action. It grows when you make a small promise and keep it, again and again. You are training your brain, just like in English, cooking, or driving. At first, it may feel hard to follow your own plan, but with practice, it becomes easier. Your system becomes stronger. Here is a key idea to remember. Skills grow with practice, not with feelings. Many people wait to feel ready or feel motivated. But feelings change every day. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel tired, bored, or stressed. If you only act when you feel good, you will not practice enough. Skills need repetition more than emotion. This means you can build self-trust even on days when you do not feel confident. You can still do a small action. That action is practice. You are teaching your brain, even when I don't feel perfect, I can still move. Over time, this practice becomes your new normal. So instead of saying, I am not disciplined, you can say, I am learning the skill of self-trust. That sentence is powerful. It means you are in training, not in failure. And anyone who practices a skill step by step can improve. Step 1. Make smaller promises. The micro-promise rule. Now we begin with the first real tool to rebuild self-trust, and it is very simple. It may even sound too simple, but it is powerful. This step is about making smaller promises. Many times, we do not break trust because we are bad people. We break trust because our promises are too big for our real life and real energy. Think about the promises people usually make. I will study English for 2 hours every day. I will go to the gym every morning.